Gordon Lewis. I'm with the Fine Arts Conservancy.
And I'm Laney Lewis with the Fine Arts Conservancy. The Fine Arts Conservancy is unique, I think, because we're a full-service firm. We handle all kinds of material, paintings, works on paper, sculptures, objects, and sculptures meaning bronze, wood, stone, marble. And that's because our conservators are adept at changing and very skilled at these various materials. We also do fine framing, museum quality framing, and we have a good selection of period frames so that we can help the client through choosing the right one to go with their artwork.
Actually, we have one of the best collections of period frames in the country. We had a client who had a large Russian watercolor. It's absolutely gorgeous, and he wanted a Russian frame for it. So I called everybody in the United States. Nobody had ever seen one. And because we are a small profession, almost all of us know everybody in the profession. So I called my friends in Europe, and they'd never seen one either. Well, finally, I called the Hermitage Museum in Russia and spoke to the curator there, and she said, you know, there aren't any because they were all destroyed in the Russian Revolution in 1918. The only surviving examples are here in the Hermitage. Well, fast forward a couple of years, and out of Miami came this frame right here, which is Russian, and it's about 18th century. It had come out before the Revolution, so it's a survivor. But it's an extraordinary frame. It's these carved panels are overlaid and gilded. It's just a wonderful piece of art.
This is an early Italian frame from the 16th century. And it's interesting because you can really tell how the frames were made with just simple panels that were carved and decorated, and then these molding edges were just nailed on to the frame. The back of it shows the simple joints that they used. And you can tell that this frame goes like this direction instead of this direction because of the way that the joins are made together. This is a Louis XVI frame that shows the ribbon and twist border design with the little bell leaves on the inside next to the artwork. And they embellish the frames with a crest that is highly carved and fits right on top of the frame. This one is a 16th century frame from South Germany, and we know that because of the type of wood veneer that's on top and because of the molding and the profile edge. The inset is ivory. Another unique thing about our space is the fact that it's so large. One needs lots of space to move art around safely. And that's something we pride ourselves on, in having a very big space. And that's another unique thing about our space is the double door, that we can handle large pieces, and most contemporary pieces are large. We also do fine art appraisals and a lot for insurance. People who want to insure them, have them insured, and that's important so that you are fully covered in case there is an accident or a claim. You want to be able to be insured properly. And also when a piece is damaged, we do the appraisals to determine the loss in value, if any. And that's important so that you'll be fully compensated by your insurance company.
We have a unique glossary online, and it's unique in that it both tells what the problem is and it shows examples of the problem. It's the only glossary of its type at this time. And we're constantly being called by universities, museums, and even universities abroad are using this. It's a great resource.
One of the most interesting things is when a piece comes in, the story behind it, especially if it's a piece that's been in the family for a long time. We have a client who has a portrait of one of his ancestors from the 18th century that was painted by a prominent and well-known artist at the time, and it has been in the family since the late 1700s. And those stories are what help and develop the paintings and add to their interest.
And we also did a wonderful portrait of George Washington, a full-length portrait of George Washington by Gilbert Stuart, and it's just the face of the country.
This is an interesting painting that was painted in 1846. It's a copy of a French painting that's in the Uffizi Gallery in Florence. Copyists of that time period were well known, and their paintings were highly prized, even though it is considered a copy. Over the years, the canvas has contracted and expanded and caused the paint layer to crack. You can see that in the video microscope that we have that enlarges the image so that we can see the cracks better. This painting, because of the canvas being so brittle, will have to have an auxiliary canvas put on it. And at that, it'll become off of the stretcher that it's on. It'll be turned over, and then a new canvas will be attached to the back, and then it will be put back on this same stretcher, and then at that point we will be able to fill in all of these areas where there is a loss of the paint, and the cracks will be stable and will lay back down on the canvas, and then we will be able to put a new fresh layer of varnish on it, and it'll be good for a lot longer. Every piece is unique to its restoration process, even though it may look like it's the same, but each piece has its own set of problems, and this is why they have to be examined very carefully and very diligently so that we have the right treatment protocol for each particular piece. Thank you so much for watching. This is Gordon Lewis, and I'm Laney Lewis from the Fine Arts Conservancy, and we would be more than happy to help you with any of your pieces, whether they're severely damaged, because that's something that we can work on with you, or if you just want to find out how to better take care of your pieces for the future.
And we are noted, really, for our work on masterpieces, but we work on everything as long as it's dear to a certain person.